Hey, stop me if this sounds familiar. You wake up every day ready to work hard to grow your agency. You get out of bed, maybe go to the gym, get some coffee, then it's off to the office or possibly it's just your home laptop. You work hard, grind, focus on generating deals. You work on yourself, make sacrifices, and put in hours and hours of your life into your business. Then what happens? Month after month, you put in work to build the business you deserve. But something is wrong. It still feels like generating clients is complete luck, totally random, chance. And why does it seem like with all the effort and sacrifices you've made, you're not as successful as you want to be, but some 19-year-old kid on YouTube or some guru's testimonial page is doing $1 million grand in revenue per month and raining clients? No offense, but they didn't look smarter or even seem harder working. And why do people seem to be effortlessly growing their agencies while you struggle to close even a single deal some months? Well, that's what I'm here to share with you in this training. This training is going to be a bit of an experiment because I'm going to be revealing some of the agency world's best kept secrets of rapid growth. Just learning them is going to automatically transform the way you approach growing your agency. I'm going to share with you what we discovered holds most agency owners back from the kind of rapid success that they desire from their business, and how you can go from a place where attracting high quality clients who are excited to pay premium fees for your services seems like a dream to having it become a reality. I'm going to share with you how you can move from struggling to get clients despite burning yourself out every day to consistently attracting premium clients on autopilot. You're going to learn specifically how our agency partners are generating completely filled calendars each month with 6 to 8 book calls per day with quality prospects and adding as much as $25,000 per month in recurring revenue to their agencies in as little as 29 days. Because the truth is, despite any previous experience you may have had, adding $25,000 to your agency fast is 100% possible, and actually not even that difficult when you know what stopped you in the past, and what specifically you need to do to overcome it. But why should you listen to me? Or I guess I should say us. Let me tell you a quick story. My name is Patrick Egan, and if you don't already know, my partner Brett Smith and I founded an agency called Reliable Marketing back in 2015. What you may not know is that when we started, we were complete amateurs. I had been struggling to grow my agency and was a complete wreck at sales, and Brett had been pitching copywriting services to small businesses and charging depressing fees. Here's a charming photo for our first websites. Fortunately, I met Brett and realized while I was absolutely horrendous at sales, he had worked for years training sales teams and even spent time doing arduous door-to-door type sales. Brett was the born entrepreneur type who in middle school used to hawk sodas he bought for 50 cents from sneaking into the teacher's lounge for a 200 to 500% markup to the students in his class. Here's a photo of young Brett. Now, I, on the other hand, was not the born salesman. I grew up hating sports, playing guitar, and driving around in lifted Jeeps in the woods of New Hampshire. My dad was an entrepreneur, though, and I ended up working for years helping him with the marketing for his companies and eventually even helping open up a brand new branch out here in sunny Arizona. So Brett had been doing sales basically his whole life, and I'd been marketing basically just as long. I even remember stuffing direct mail envelopes while watching TV as a kid to help out. Now you think with Brett's sales experience and my extensive experience marketing that we'd be an immediate success right in the agency world? Well, not even close. While we did manage to basically double our agency growth year over year, we made pretty much every mistake in the book along the way, and it took us much longer than it needed to as a result. So how do we go from basically zero experience in the agency world to being on track to do well over $1 million in revenue in our agency this year? And as a result, be able to travel the world, support our families, and improve our lifestyle? Well, it turns out having Brett 100% focused on sales and me 100% focused on marketing did help us eventually master our respective areas so that we could get results for virtually any client. But building a 6- and 7-figure agency was just going to take more than that. And it wasn't until we discovered the 3 things holding agency owners back from rapid growth and effortless client attraction that we actually started to grow fast. Now, I say that like we discovered these 3 things all at once in some simple, enjoyable video like the one you're watching now, but it wasn't quite like that. It actually was a grueling process of trial and error for us, and along the way we made every mistake in the book. Seriously, I'm going to keep emphasizing that because if there isn't a book, we could definitely write one at this point. And just so you know, I'm definitely not saying that to impress you because us making a ton of mistakes shouldn't inspire anyone, but our willingness to take massive action and make mistakes along the way is what enabled us to eventually discover how to actually build a successful agency. So yes, we've made tons of mistakes, but all of those painful lessons that delayed our success for years actually taught us what we needed to know to really understand what it takes to build a successful agency and be able to pass that on to others as well. So I'm confident the information in this training will actually make a difference in your ability to consistently close high value clients, because we actually use these tools and systems right now to generate high value clients for our agency on autopilot every single week. And my goal with this training is to give you that knowledge today while eliminating you going through as much of those struggles and painful lessons as possible in your agency journey by sharing the 3 things holding agency owners back from rapid growth. I'm going to share with you what we learned the hard way about how to rapidly add 10, 15, or even 25K in recurring revenue to your agency in as little as 29 days. We've done it, and we've coached partner after partner at this point to do it as well. And in this training, you'll learn how to do it as well, and what stops most agency owners from ever being able to add clients this fast. And you're not going to need to put 20 hours per day into your agency either to do it. In fact, I'm going to show you how if you do it right, you should be able to attract more clients to your agency with less effort and in a fraction of the time you devote to client generation now. That's because you're going to learn what is most likely secretly killing your ability to land deals right now, even with the best intentions and burnout level action. This is one of the few things we happened to figure out early that helped us grow relatively fast in our first year, at least enough to quit our jobs and focus full-time on our agency. Unfortunately, 99% of the agency marketing we see today makes this mistake, and it's killing their ability to land clients. I'm going to show you how to flip the script and have prospects actually begging to work with you at premium fees, instead of chasing down rude, disrespectful prospects that treat you like a pest. This training is even going to show you how, when you market the right way, even agency owners with little sales experience can turn a high percentage of sales calls into high-value clients, and sales pros can absolutely clean up. So, real quick, let's cover who this training is for. This training is for agency owners who have struggled to consistently get clients in the past and are tired of not feeling like they have any control over their business. If you feel like even despite massive amounts of action and effort each month, getting clients still seems completely random and almost like luck to you, this training is for you. If you've set goals for your agency in the past and have failed to hit them quarter after quarter, when it frustratingly seems like people who work much less hard than you are growing rapidly, this training is for you. And finally, this training is for you if you tried dozens of client generation methods in the past, maybe even invested in some fairly expensive courses or systems, and learned some valuable information but never really took the quantum leap in your business that you were looking for. Because the truth is, growing your agency fast is not about working harder. If that were true, you wouldn't see so many people having greater success faster while putting in significantly less effort. It's about having a proven system for predictably generating a flow of high-value clients to your agency on autopilot. And in a minute, I'm going to share with you what that exact system could look like for your business. But first, let's take a look at the 3 fatal mistakes holding over 80% of agency owners back from rapid growth. We're going to cover what they are, why they keep most agencies stuck struggling to attract quality clients, and what you can do to avoid them. And this isn't just going to be something we made up. At the end of last year, we actually surveyed over 150 agencies to determine their biggest challenges and struggles, and what we found was eye-opening. Over 80% of agency owners all faced the exact same problem. They all had the exact same problem, the exact same symptoms and issues plaguing their businesses, often with no idea how to solve them. What we found was that the vast majority of agency owners we spoke with were struggling to get clients, and many times even just calls on their calendar with prospective buyers. When they did manage to schedule a call, often the call would be with a prospect who didn't see the value in what they were offering and would end with them asking to see case studies, screenshots, or talk with existing clients instead of just signing up. But alarmingly, this wasn't even the problem. We had to keep digging to discover the real problem behind what was holding these agency owners back. The real problem was much bigger, and the actual cause behind so many of these agency owners' inability or painful struggle to grow. Despite doing countless hours of outbound marketing, staying up to date on the latest strategies and tactics to get clients, and even in general investing heavily into their agency for little to no reward. So after reviewing all the data and talking with agency owner after agency owner, we realized that all of the agency owners who were struggling were making the same critical mistake. And it was so obvious once we saw it that we were surprised it took us that long to see. The same exact mistake that was causing all these agency owners to struggle to consistently get clients despite their best intentions and mountains of hard work, we realized that the reason we couldn't see this mistake is that it was actually one of the earliest things we just happened to figure out and get right in our agency. For years, we've been marketing in a particular way that enabled us to attract high-value clients with relative ease and helped us to slowly grow our agency month over month, and we just never even realized it. Later, we discovered how to significantly speed up the process, but we would have never been able to make those later jumps without first realizing this critical component to adding high-value clients to our agency. Before we figured this out, we faced the same struggles that agencies we interviewed faced. We struggled to get deals each month, and even when we worked like crazy and invested in implementing proven systems, we still failed to grow. Once we discovered how to attract clients the right way, things took off immediately, and we went from closing $500 deals that we had to fight like hell to win to regularly closing $3 to $5K per month clients that were excited to work with us. That's why it became so obvious that the very same mistake we were making back when we started was the actual cause behind all of the agency owners we spoke with failure to grow and effectively get clients. So, what is this mistake that so many agency owners are making right this moment without knowing it that's stopping them from attracting the clients they need to grow despite their best efforts? Well, we call this mistake marketing in a way that repels clients instead of attracting them. So, what is it? Almost all agency owners we surveyed were fighting to get clients in the same way. They would send some form of outbound message on LinkedIn, Facebook, email, or even direct mail to try to get clients. But this represented basically all the agencies that were also struggling to get clients and grow their agency. Only a small group that did things differently were rapidly attracting high-value clients to their businesses. See, when you send a direct outbound message to someone offering your services, you're instantly setting the stage to have a massive amount of resistance from that prospect. You're creating the frame that you need their business and that you have something to push on them. This kind of marketing repels clients instead of attracting them, and even just by contacting them, you put them in a position to be skeptical that you can legitimately help. Just imagine if a doctor came to your door and tried to convince you you had some problem. Why did he come to your door? He had no idea you'd need help. How could he really be seeking to solve problems if he just seemed to randomly pick your house? Even if he made some good points and pointed out some actual issues, you'd still probably feel a little bit uncomfortable about moving forwards. So, this is true for direct mail, cold email, cold calling, LinkedIn, and so many other forms of client attraction that people are using today. And it's precisely why they're struggling so much to get clients that value their services. The truth is, when the impression is that you're going to the prospect to sell your services, you're always going to be at a significant disadvantage. Unfortunately, this is how most agency owners market their business, and it kills results. It's just bad positioning. You're the salesman instead of the proven problem solver. You're the annoying pest instead of the valued advisor. And everything you do repels your prospects instead of causing them to automatically become more sold on what you have to offer with zero resistance. When you realize this, it becomes obvious why prospects treat agency owners that market this way poorly on sales calls, and always need more and more case studies or clients to speak with in order to actually buy. And why most of the marketing efforts that these companies implement fail to consistently get calls on their calendars, even with the backbreaking amount of work that they're putting in. At this point, we have an entire archive of case studies, results, screenshots of client successes, and we've got case study after case study from some incredible clients with huge businesses. Do you know how much of a difference they make in us closing sales? Almost none. How do I know? Because we never get asked to share them. The clients we sign up each and every week often never hear or see any of these stories, but are just as excited to sign up. I know because we offer a complete client results guide on our website and track which of our prospects download it. Far more often than not, the business owners that sign up to our services each and every single week never go to this page. They never download the guide, and they never even ask for results on the call. And it's all because of the way that we market to them. Fortunately, we figured out early on how to flip the script and start consistently attracting high-value clients using all of these very same channels, just in a different way than most people teach and most agency owners try to use them today. I'm going to share with you in a minute exactly how you can do something we call reversing polarity, which will cause all of the marketing you're doing now to instantly become more effective and enable you to start generating high-value deals consistently with ease. But first, I want to share with you a story of what happened to Braden when he shifted his marketing from repelling clients to actually attracting them. When we shared this information with Braden, he had been struggling to consistently attract high-value clients to his agency. He'd been putting in hours of work per day on LinkedIn, cold email, and other marketing channels, only to get just a few calls each month that seldom turned into deals. Actually, in over 6 months of this approach, he'd only been able to generate 7 calls with prospects and close 0 deals. He'd bought all the courses and tried so many different approaches to get high-value clients, but none of it was working to consistently grow his business. We worked with him to shift his marketing from repelling prospects to attracting the right kind of high-quality clients to grow his business. Within 2 weeks of making these changes, he had put more calls on his calendar than he ever had before, and had added multiple clients to his business and over $8,500 in recurring revenue. And actually, as of recording this video, he's on track to break $20,000 a month in recurring revenue this month. He even won a deal with one of the largest and fastest growing companies in his space and his CEO that's been featured in Forbes. Braden is currently building his agency while traveling the world, living his dream, and enjoying the freedom his agency has created for him. So how can you flip the script and stop repelling prospects with your marketing and start consistently attracting high-value clients like that to your agency? The solution is something we call reversing polarity. The key to reversing polarity is making prospects come to you even if you were the first one that contacted them. Let me explain. As I mentioned earlier, you never want to be the one pursuing the client. It's bad positioning and just repels most people from ever wanting to buy from you. The secret to reversing polarity and flipping the script is presenting each communication as an opportunity to learn more. Here's an example. We predominantly run paid advertising now, which makes this whole process a lot simpler, and I'll show you how that works in a minute. But before we moved to paid advertising, we used to send a lot of cold email and direct outreach to get clients. Before we figured this out, we would have the same dismal open rates, responses, and calls generated from our marketing that made just getting a single client each month a nightmare. Not only that, but the prospects we did end up speaking with each month were often just not that interested in what we had to offer, and worst case were rude, disrespectful, and just tried to take over the call from the very start. By reversing the polarity, we changed the entire frame from one of us chasing clients to clients desiring to learn more about our business. And this approach is so powerful, we've even had multiple clients call us for weeks begging to be part of our programs. And this is something I couldn't have imagined when we started, but it happens somewhat regularly now. So how does this work? Let's look at a cold email example. When most people send out cold email, they pack a single message with a ton of information designed to sell the prospect on doing business with them, and then send that to hundreds of prospects in their niche. This approach obviously immediately gets them flagged as spammed by the person opening it and results in horrible open rates and dismal conversions to call. You can grow this way if your email is somehow really convincing and you send millions of them, but you're still going to have the same problems we talked about earlier with prospects not valuing your advice, expertise, and services. There's an easier way. By shifting from a message of pushing your marketing on them to an offer for more information, you accomplish a number of key things. First, you stop looking like every other agency sending cold email or any of the other forms of marketing we've talked about. You immediately look more like a real human, and this is important. You avoid the obvious issue of coming in guns blazing, assuming they have a problem. People hate this. You give them a smaller next step to take than getting on the phone with you. And finally, you flip the script and force them into a position of having to ask you for something. This is why when you do it right, this method is so powerful. You accomplish all of this and most importantly, put them in a position of having to ask you for something at the end. That's why if you shift to this approach, it will completely change your entire experience of client generation from one of struggling and pushing your services on clients to one of attracting premium, high-quality clients with ease. To do this, however, you're going to need some bait. Your bait can be any number of things, and really the best format for it is going to be determined by the market. We've seen agencies crush it by offering a free report in some markets, and other people transform their advertising with just a simple video. The key is identifying what your market most desires and creating a piece of content around this topic in a form that they find easy to consume. Then all you have to do with your marketing is offer this content like this. Here's an example email. As you can see, it's much simpler than most of the garbage people send today. You just want to say hi, share what you've got to offer, say why you thought they'd be interested, and end on a friendly note. By taking this approach, your responses will skyrocket. And if they don't respond, just send them a friendly reminder follow-up message a day or two later, and then maybe one or two more after that. Now, if after a few weeks of consistently doing this, you don't generate a high number of responses, there's two things to look at. First, and this is the most likely issue, you'll just want to test different variations of the information you offer. Not the format, but the actual content. The number one reason that people won't respond is that your offer or your information is not something they need to have. See, the secret is not messenger bots or some software profile hacks. You just need good messaging. Start by testing variations of the things you believe that they want most in their industry and offer guides, reports, and videos on that. You'll know when you find a winner because the results will go through the roof. Then, if you want to expand the ROI, you can tweak the format of your message. See, the value of this approach is that it shifts the importance off the message and to your content, the thing that people actually want. You shouldn't need hypnotic, professionally copywritten emails that are super complicated to get results. Just offer information about something they really want in a friendly way and make it easy for them to respond. That's it. Once someone takes you up on the offer, send the video report, wait a day, and then follow up. You've got the perfect opportunity to. In fact, it's a good idea to ask when you send it. Hey John, here's the report you asked for. Would it be okay if I follow up with you in a few days to see what you thought? 9 times out of 10, John is going to say yes. Why? Because he just asked you for something, you gave it to him, and in general are just being a really cool person and not some spammy marketing bot. So here's the catch though. You must offer real value. If the report you send is trash, you're never going to hear from John again. On the other hand, if you send real valuable information that actually helps John solve his biggest pains, frustrations, and challenges, you'll have someone who will trust you, like you, and be very interested in hearing more about what you have to offer. And when you take this approach, it's actually not uncommon for prospects to thank you for taking the time to contact them. Now, hopefully for many of you watching this, you're already excited and can see how this would completely change your marketing for the better and help you attract more high-quality clients. That's great, and keep paying attention because in a minute, I'm going to show you how to light this strategy on fire and start booking as many as 40 calls on your calendar per week with it. But first, I want to speak for a second to those of you that may have been around for a little bit longer, are a tad more skeptical, and maybe thinking something like, I've already tried this, or this is just like the X, or that's all. I thought I was going to learn some sort of tactic or hack to get clients. I completely get it. We've been here before too. It can be tough to believe something can work that's so simple if you tried something similar before and it didn't. But maybe it was just because you didn't have as much experience as you have now. When something logical and straightforward doesn't work, the solutions are never more complicated systems. It typically just means you did something wrong. You either didn't offer something the market actually wanted, you didn't offer actual value, or frequently what happens, you just didn't stick with it long enough to figure out the right offer messaging or format. That's it. It's really that simple. I know there are a lot of people out there that will overcomplicate this stuff to sell you programs about leveraging the latest hacks, software, and platforms to get clients, but the truth is, it's really that simple when you break it down. And if you failed with any of those approaches in the past, it's often not because the hacks don't work, it's because you didn't get this stuff right. If you offer people something that they find valuable and highly desirable, and then actually deliver on that promise and provide them with value and help, and then follow up with them, you will get clients. And you'll get them without pushing your services like most agencies do. It's not about scamming people or trying to convince them with really advanced copywriting. It's about actually helping people and giving them information that does that. In our agency now, clients have to watch over an hour of our video content before they even get the chance to speak with us on the phone. This means that by the time we talk to them, they're already thoroughly sold on our business and very interested in learning more and view us with trust and respect because we've helped them up front. Now, there actually is another catch here. The strategies that get you the first few clients are not going to be the same strategies that take your agency to the next level. If you're interested in breaking into the high 6- and 7-figure agency world, you're just not going to be able to get there with organic and direct methods of client attraction alone. And there's a single massive reason why. As great as these strategies work for attracting high-value clients fast, there is one major problem that with using them to scale past your first couple clients that I haven't shared with you just yet. The single biggest problem with nearly every organic and direct method of client attraction is that they just don't scale. The problem is that if you just do the math, scaling up organic to grow your agency isn't going to cut it in most cases. What most agency owners discover the hard way is you just can't do enough outbound follow-up and strategy sessions, all while managing your new client work without breaking your business. The sheer volume of quality, keyword there, organic and direct outreach often just doesn't support it. Because frequently, the more you try to automate and scale up the organic and direct methods, the less personal it becomes, and as a result, the less effective it becomes as well. Once you add in even just the standard level of agency client turnover, you're going to be stuck with a very slow net growth rate each month. This is actually the exact story of how we got stuck in our agency for over a year. After figuring out how to consistently attract high-value prospects by flipping the script and reversing polarity, we figured we have no problem blowing past the $25K per month mark and beyond. But we quickly discovered that there was something we were missing, something that was keeping us from adding enough clients each month to rapidly grow at the rate we desired and needed to hit big numbers in our business. Each month, we'd hustle like crazy and focus on nothing but our business to add only a few new clients and achieve our growth goals, only to somehow not be very much further along than when we started. We were adding clients and working like hell to get them great results, but still, inevitably, a few would leave, and after a month or two, we'd basically be just a little bit ahead of where we started. It was exhausting and completely burning us out. And we kept asking ourselves, what were we missing? What were we doing wrong? Now, I want to share with you how we eventually answered those questions and the simple shift we made in our agency that enabled us to blow past the 25K per month mark and beyond. But first, I need to be brutally honest with you about something that no one in the agency world has the courage to talk about. There's a false belief that most agency owners inadvertently buy into when they enter the advertising world. We believed it, and it's a huge part of why we struggled for so long. Once you understand the truth, you'll be able to scale your agency well beyond 25K per month. Refuse to accept it, and you're going to struggle endlessly to grow, burning yourself out in the process, just like we did and the numerous agencies we coached were doing, until we showed them the reality of the agency business that no one is talking about. See, nearly all of the agency owners that we know are some of the most hardworking, ethical, and honest people out there. They're passionate about helping their clients and growing a business that provides real value to the market. Unfortunately, this crippling false belief actually causes them to inadvertently do more harm than good, get completely walked over by clients that are actually just bad people, and struggle so much more than is necessary to grow their business. It actually really pisses me off when I see this now because I know what it was like when we went through it. Are you ready for the truth? You will not be able to help everyone. Despite your best efforts, hours of hard work, and even industry KPI-breaking marketing campaigns, not all clients are going to get results and stay for 12 months or 3 years. You're going to have clients where you work extremely hard, deliver world-class marketing or advertising services, and the calls get fumbled by a secretary who can't close. You're going to have clients that refuse to modify their product despite clear evidence that the reason they're not making sales is there's zero interest from the market. And you're going to have clients whose business model isn't proven yet and just can't make money with your services even if you knock it out of the park for them. This should just be common sense, but unfortunately it's the good-intentioned people who are hurt the most by this one. Bad agency owners don't care at all and plan to lose clients because they never really intended to try them help them anyways. They're always thinking about more clients because they know virtually all of them will leave in a short period of time. Good agency owners, on the other hand, work like mad to get the best possible results and deliver the best possible service to clients. They work insanely long hours and do everything they can to get their clients' results, even completely overextending the scope of work that the client paid for, like handling sales calls or providing sales training or setting up endless follow-up, coaching them on every aspect of their business and more. And worst of all, they then consistently set goals and targets for their agency that are overly optimistic and fail to account for the reality of the agency world. Bear with me for a second for a textbook-sounding math problem, but this is important. You may not be thinking about this just yet if you're still struggling to get clients, but you're going to want to know this ASAP once you get that figured out. Otherwise, there's a good chance that you're going to stall out and fall back to zero. If you start off with 0 clients and then add 3 clients per month to your agency every month for a year, and each client stays on average for 3 months, where do you think you'll be after a year? 15, 20, 25 clients? Remember, you added 3 clients each month for an entire year. It's got to be a lot, right? Well, it's actually 9 clients. You worked like mad for an entire year to get 9 clients. Think about how hard it is to get 1 client for your agency. Now think about working all year to get 36 of them and only be left with 9 in dismal revenue numbers at the end of the year. The truth is, you're just going to have to add a lot more clients than you realize to build your agency and hit the revenue targets you set for your business. And organic and paid methods are just not going to make that possible on their own. That's why, as soon as possible, you need to invest in developing an advertising and marketing system for your business that works on autopilot to generate you new, high-value clients. And you need to get the timing of this right, otherwise you'll risk slipping back to having to scramble to get clients to survive. That brings us to the second biggest issue that plagues most agency owners and holds them back from rapid growth. They wait too long to invest in paid advertising. Your number one focus in the early stages of growing your agency should be to hustle as hard as you possibly can to get clients and then immediately shift part of your focus over to getting a paid advertising system in place to attract clients to your business on autopilot. This is the single biggest change we'd make if we had to start it all over again, and if you listen to almost every other agency owner who's putting up big numbers, they'd say the same. You don't want to stay at redline in your business for too long, or you're going to burn out, and relying on hours and hours of personal effort to generate clients is not only not scalable, it's not sustainable. Think of paid advertising as the single best first employee you can hire for your business. Each impression, each click, each lead equates to time you would have to have spent to generate that interest manually, and typically using much less effective means. And there's virtually zero way of not getting your money's worth out of an investment in paid advertising, unlike with a bad hire. We've converted dozens of leads into high-value sales up to 1 year after they entered one of our campaigns. And every campaign we've ran has enabled us to generate interest in opportunities that we otherwise wouldn't have had. Unfortunately, most agency owners wait too long to invest in paid advertising and risk missing their window to make this critical shift that is required to scale up beyond the startup phase. And they wait for a couple of reasons. The first major reason people wait is that they get their first couple of clients and are worried about losing them and not having cash flow to survive or pay rent and other bills. Because of this, they think, hey, I'll hold on to this cash and keep my spend really low in case I lose a client, and then I can just use my reserves to survive until I get a new one. The problem with this is that it's fear-based and scarcity-based, and it's focused on staying small. What these owners don't realize is that they're in greater danger staying small and not reinvesting as quickly as possible to replace themselves and scale up to a much more stable, consistent method of client attraction. Now, the second major reason that agencies wait to invest in paid advertising is that they're excited to have money coming in and end up upgrading their lifestyle instead of investing back into the business. We made this mistake in our business. The second we got clients, we went out and purchased new MacBooks, upgraded our apartments, and more. It was great to get the experience and the rewards of our efforts, but we did this too early, and it prolonged us being enslaved to a lower revenue agency that requires massive amounts of personal work to keep afloat each month. Brett actually even paid off a bunch of credit card debt with his first few big checks, and to this day will still tell you that it was one of the stupidest decisions ever. He could have just waited, put that money back into the business to grow it, in a few months paid off 6 times the amount without flinching and had a significantly larger income. Now, the third major reason people delay in investing in paid advertising is that they're just not that certain they can make it work, and they feel like they're doing okay with their current methods. The problem with this is that you're most likely never going to be certain that they'll work until you make the leap. And it takes the perfect storm of losing a few clients one month to realize how false the sense of security at this level is. And again, if you wait too long for any of these reasons, you risk having a single bad month and not having the option to move forwards anymore. You'll have to go back to working 20-hour days scrambling to get clients to survive. Unfortunately, many agency owners repeat these mistakes until it clicks for them that there is a limited window of time that they need to take advantage of to break out. That's why you need to transition to paid advertising as soon as possible in your agency. Why do you think all the people doing high 6 and 7 figures per year almost exclusively run ads to generate new business? Of course, it's more scalable, but it's also infinitely more effective because it has client attraction built in. I mean, how would it look to you if a guru had to personally chase you down to buy? Your ads attract people to do business with you without sabotaging your positioning and making it look like you're chasing down their business. This is so much better than chasing down clients and trying to force your message on them, and paid advertising has it built in. When our agency partner Gavin made the shift to paid advertising, it completely transformed his business and took him from struggling to get clients to adding $25,000 per month in recurring revenue to his agency in a single month. When we met Gavin, he had been doing a ton of organic and direct client attraction with decent enough results, but was facing the same struggle we had when we got to this point. It just seemed like regardless of how hard he worked and how many clients he added, his revenue struggled to grow and often stayed completely flat. And he spent months focusing on trying to solve the problem by investing countless hours into trying to improve the results for his clients to get them to stay longer. But quickly he found for some clients this was just like trying to fill a bucket with water that had no bottom. He'd have a campaign that was working extraordinarily well to deliver quality leads at record-breaking low costs, but the client would just fail to close them. Even after hours of bonus sales and coaching calls, these clients would still fail to implement his suggestions and eventually just quit on the program. He was gradually building a core client base of rockstar clients who had great businesses, great products, and in general, just a great attitude of success, but he couldn't find enough of those clients fast enough to grow with his current marketing methods. That's when we helped him build a paid advertising campaign that could automate his client attraction and bring him high-value clients on autopilot each month. After just a few weeks, he was able to completely transform his business and shift most of his time away from low-value prospecting work to high-value sales calls and follow-up. This enabled him to add about a dozen clients to his agency in just over a month and finally break free of the agency's startup phase trap. So, how can you develop a campaign like Gavin's for your agency? How can you cut months or even years off your time to achieving your biggest agency goals, and in some cases, even completely skip the earlier stages of agency development? And what does a campaign to generate high-value clients on autopilot for your agency with paid advertising actually look like? Well, there are hundreds of different ways to attract high-value clients to your agency through paid advertising. Each campaign has its own pros and cons, and each approach will differ in not only the quality, but also the cost of leads generated. With some of our agency campaigns now, we're generating book calls with high-value prospects for as little as $11 and roughly $20 on average. This means we're getting about 50 calls per $1,000 in ad spend each month. That's enough calls to completely max out most people's calendars for the entire month for only about $33 a day in ad spend. We've been able to use this campaign to keep all 3 of our sales team members' calendars completely booked Monday through Friday every single month with high-quality calls. Now, obviously, regardless of the specific approach you go with, each one will take a significant amount of time and testing and refinement to get to this level, and many times even to start to break even. That's why we've actually spent the last 2 years testing and refining our campaigns heavily. We've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars just to figure out what works and what doesn't when it comes to attracting high-value clients using paid ads. Through that, we've developed a proven system for attracting clients on autopilot using paid advertising that has helped many of our partners achieve their agency goals and transform their life in less time than they ever imagined. Before we look at how you can get the exact same system we use for generating clients set up for your agency, I want to make sure I cover a quick warning. We believe 100% in shifting your agency over to paid advertising as soon as possible because of all of the massive benefits it offers. But the last thing I want you to do is go out and blow your revenue on a campaign that is unproven and won't actually generate clients for your agency. With organic, the biggest downside is that you're out your time and energy, which thankfully regenerates each and every day. Paid advertising, however, can burn through all of your cash and available credit so fast you won't know what happened. Fortunately, the good thing about the agency business is that if you do it right, it should be easy to land just one client that will let you keep testing and bring costs down. Even if you just break even the first month, but have the opportunity to test that whole time and bring costs down, you'll make money the next month. Now, in a minute, I'm going to share with you how you can get our help developing a powerful paid advertising campaign to attract high-value clients to your agency on autopilot. But before I do, I want to be brutally honest with you. Our program is not for everyone. We're interested in helping a select group of advertising agencies this month make the jump from struggling to get clients to having a consistent stream of booked calls and high-value clients coming in on autopilot. If you're the right fit for this program, you can expect to add as many as 7 to 15 clients to your agency over the course of the program and as much as $25,000 per month in recurring revenue. That's assuming you do the hard work, of course, required to make that a reality and have a real solid business that's designed to actually help clients. For that reason, we're only looking for people to apply to this program if they are committed to working hard to make this quantum leap in their business. Making the shift from tiresome outbound to having an automated client generation machine is going to require some hard work. We'd be lying if we said it was going to be as simple as you getting a few cut and paste templates from us that will automatically work for your business. Programs like that rarely work and typically leave people with dismal results due to the fact that it breaks the number one rule of marketing, being different. And it leaves the market saturated with hundreds of copycat agencies that repel clients by looking and sounding 100% the same. That's why we'll give you the formulas, tools, and resources required to develop your client generation machine, but you're going to need to make some decisions for your business and produce the elements of the campaign so that they're infused with your unique personality, messaging, and brand. And as you'll see in a minute, we'll be personally coaching you each step of the way to make sure you get the support you need to make the right decisions regarding these steps and even be helping develop a large portion of the campaign. We're also only looking for people to apply to this program if they're committed to investing in the growth of their business. This is not a free program. You're going to get a high level of one-on-one attention and support from both Brett and I as you go through the program to ensure you get the results you sign up for. This is definitely not the most expensive program on the market, but before you get too concerned that you won't be able to afford it, I should explain something. We've already proven our methods and systems work countless times with our own marketing efforts and those of our partners. This, however, will be our first launch to non-partner agencies, and we're looking to get some amazing results for the people that sign up so that we can have some incredible case studies to promote. For that reason, the current price of this program is significantly less than it will be in the future. We're committing a ton of time and energy into helping take each one of the agencies that apply to the next level, and that just won't be sustainable as we scale. If you're selected to be part of the initial group of agencies to go through this program with us, you're going to get more one-on-one access, more direct help, as in us developing a large portion of the campaign for you, and pay significantly less for it. If we scale this program as fast as our last couple agency programs, I wouldn't be surprised if we're forced to double the price in a few months. The first few agencies we shared this program with actually already committed to sign up on the spot when they heard how little we're offering it for during this launch phase. So you're not going to need a huge investment by any means, but you will need to have either the cash flow, savings, or credit available to make the modest investment required to fund your campaign and take your business to the next level. And finally, and this is the one we're going to screen for the hardest, we're only looking for agencies to apply to this program that are committed to getting results for their clients. You're going to have to be committed to actually delivering results for your clients. This program is not for agency owners who are looking to attract a bunch of clients just to make themselves rich. You need to be as committed to and passionate about helping your clients achieve their goals as we are to be a good fit for this program. This program is so powerful that you will have a flood of new clients that engage you for your services in even just the first few weeks. The last thing we want is to help someone attract clients who are then just going to have a terrible experience with that agency. So if you're not 100% committed to helping your clients and genuinely giving everything you've got with each one of them to get them the results you promise, this program is not for you, and please don't bother applying. Great, now that you know who this program is for and who it's not for, let's talk about what you can do to learn more. If you'd like to learn more about how you can get our help to develop your own client generation machine and take your business to the next level, we'd like to offer you a special 45-minute strategy session with Brett to help with your business goals and determine if you're a good fit for the program. On your call with Brett, he'll help you diagnose any problems you have with your existing marketing so that you don't let yourself go months in the wrong direction and can start generating deals ASAP. You're going to get an exact plan to help you hit your goals for the year in the next 30 days, because it just doesn't need to take that long. Think about it, you've seen countless people who have gone from virtually zero in revenue to doing $25K a month in a few weeks. Everyone knows the power of modeling. If someone has a result that you want, figure out what they're doing and do that. The secret is just having the right system and learning directly from someone who has already done what you're trying to do. That way, if you miss any of the thousands of tiny critical elements in getting the same results, they can point it out to you and ensure that you're successful. And finally, you're going to get to ask any and all the questions you've got about developing a marketing campaign to attract high-value clients to your agency on autopilot. We seriously hold nothing back on these calls, so if you want to know the exact system we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to develop, how it works and what the key factors are, and any other questions, that's fair game. We want you to be successful regardless of if you work with us or not. So if you think that you'll be able to go out alone and just want some advice, no problem, we'll share everything we've got. Now, full disclosure, there will obviously be an offer at the end. At the end of your call, if you're interested, we'll share with you what the opportunity looks like to have us personally help you develop a proven campaign for consistently generating a flow of new high-value clients on autopilot for your agency. If after hearing about the specifics of the program and getting to ask all your questions, you do feel like it would help you hit your goals significantly faster over the next 90 days, great. We'd love to have you be part of the program. If you'd rather wait or just don't think it's the perfect fit for your business at that time, that's no problem too. We're still happy to provide as much value on your call as possible. Right now, we're looking for 5 to 9 agency owners to be part of the initial launch group outside of our current partners. We're going to be fairly strict about who we accept for this program because it's honestly currently way more work and far less than we typically charge our agency clients. And if you do what we teach, take action to implement it, you should be able to cover the entire cost of it with just one client within the first month. And many of our existing partners were able to cover the entire cost and much more in just a week or two. And we're going to be working closely with each of the agencies selected to personally help them develop their system for automatic client attraction. This is not a course or something where you just log in and are expected to do the work and fail or not at your own risk. We're committed to making sure each one of these agencies makes a quantum leap to the next level in their business and finally get the freedom, confidence, and pride of having an agency that works for them. Now, there's zero obligation to take us up on this opportunity. I just wanted to let you know in the interest of full disclosure that we will be offering to share the details on the end of your call. That said, due to the massive time commitment and effort required, we're going to be upping the price significantly after this initial round. If you want to make the leap to the next level in your agency and build a system that attracts high-value clients on autopilot, this could be the opportunity to do it with the direct help of someone who has done it before and repeatedly helped other agency owners in the exact same position to do it as well. Because the third biggest mistake that agency owners make is not getting help growing their agency. You may think this is just a convenient one for us to throw in here, but it isn't. We've fallen in and out of making this mistake multiple times in our journey to build the agency we have now. We'll have some success, start thinking we know everything, and get skeptical of everyone offering to help, thinking we'd be fine just figuring it out all on our own, only to quickly plateau and struggle to figure out why the hell we're not growing anymore. Eventually, we come around and realize how little we actually know, and then go and find someone who has done what we want to do and can show us how to get to the next level. They inevitably almost immediately point out some glaring problem with what we're doing, sometimes even just on the first call, that completely breaks the chains that have been holding us back from creating more success. That's one of the biggest values that getting help can provide. It offers you the insight into the invisible mistakes and challenges holding you back in your agency. And these mistakes are so easy to spot for someone who has done what you want to do before. It's like traveling down a dangerous road and having a guide to tell you which side roads to avoid and what the shortcuts are to get to your destination faster and safely with less stress. Because if you don't identify these invisible mistakes you're making, the things you don't know that you don't know, you'll struggle blindly to take your agency to the next level. Because the truth is, often if you had the information and knowledge to take it to the next level, you'd have already done it. When we met Christian, he'd been stuck in the same spot for a while with his agency. He knew a ton about Facebook, knew a ton about marketing to get clients, and was confident and a closer on sales calls, but was still struggling to grow. We coached him to make some simple shifts in how he attracted clients and helped him to set up a powerful paid advertising campaign for his business. And as a result, he was quickly able to get 5 new clients to his agency in just a few weeks and over $10,000 in new revenue. And Christian is a smart guy. I'm confident he would have figured this stuff out for his agency eventually. But what we were able to do is come in and immediately provide the insights required to take his agency to the next level. So if you'd like to apply for a call with Brett and get help taking your agency to the next level, here's what you can do next. First, click the button below this video to go to our program application page. This page will take you through the simple process of applying for your call with Brett. You'll just be asked to answer some simple questions regarding what services you offer, the current stage of your business, and what some of your goals are. Once you complete the simple application process, you'll be taken to our calendar to book a call with Brett. Be aware that we still devote a ton of time to our agency business, and for that reason, Brett has extremely limited time on his calendar for these calls. If you book a call with him, please respect his time and be prepared for your call with him in a quiet place in front of your computer. Now, I want to mention that we most likely won't always personally be handling the calls for this program. That means you have a limited window for your opportunity to get on the phone personally with Brett and discuss growing your agency. Brett wouldn't personally brag about this as openly, but we've actually had multiple agency owners who were able to add 3 to 5 clients in just a few weeks after a single coaching call with him. I know for a fact that regardless of if you're a good fit for the program, that he considers it his job to deliver a massive amount of value, real actionable value on each and every one of these calls. Most people don't know this, but we actually got to spend 25 minutes on the phone with a wildly successful agency owner early in our agency journey, and that one conversation directly resulted in us adding well over $50,000 to our agency in the next few months. That's why we feel personally indebted to repay the favor to every agency owner we get the opportunity to speak with. All right, so that's pretty much it. If you're ready to take your business to the next level, start attracting high-value clients on autopilot and add as much as $25K to your agency in as little as 29 days, click the button below this video to fill out our simple 3-page application. Once you've filled out the application, select a time with Brett in his calendar, and just be sure to show up to the call prepared and in a quiet place with no distractions. Now, you're probably still wondering a few things like, why are we offering this if we've already got a successful agency? We get asked sometimes by the agencies we work with why we bother helping them out when we've already got a successful agency, especially when they see how much we over-deliver for them and how committed we are to helping them. And it's really simple, actually. While we love our agency clients and enjoy the excitement and variety of projects and campaigns we get to work on with them, and these are some really cool businesses, we're just never going to have the same connection with them that we have with other agency owners. And as I've said countless times before, we get agency owners because they're just like us. So many of the agency owners we've worked with got into the business for the same reasons and have the same goals and aspirations for their lives that we have. And in our experience, they just tend to be really good, hardworking people who care about bettering themselves, making a difference in the world, and creating success for themselves and those they care about. We built our agency to the point where we'll do well over $1 million in sales this year by solving the marketing challenges for a very diverse group of clients with some really fascinating businesses. But we did it the hardest way possible. And along the way, we made pretty much every mistake in the book. We struggled far more than we needed to and added years to the time it took us to achieve our goals. That's why we get so much fulfillment out of helping agency owners avoid these challenges. We know the challenges, pitfalls, and roadblocks that agency owners face because we faced pretty much all of them before. It took us months and even years in some cases, and many times we had to invest huge sums of money with experts to learn what was holding us back, but we solved them. Nothing is more rewarding for us now than helping agency owners avoid even just a fraction of the stress, headaches, and painful mistakes we made in our journey. If we can help you achieve your goals in half or a quarter of the time and do it with less stress, we know we've made a real difference, and not only that, but a difference to someone just like us. That's why we always spend a huge amount of time paying it forward in our agency to help others who want to travel the same path. The marketing services industry is a massive, constantly replenishing market. There is literally an endless amount of new business out there, more than could be fulfilled by all of the agencies, especially considering how bad so many of them are at promoting their services. That's why we're not worried about competition or giving away our secrets. And if we do somehow manage to consume all of the market and end up competing with each other, I'd rather have it be us and a tribe of like-minded agency owners versus the rest than not have built a following of people we helped get to the top. Now, another question that people have is, aren't I going to need a ton of money to invest in paid ads for this program? Well, you will need some money, but you're definitely not going to need a ton. Most of the agency owners we've worked with were actually shocked when they learned how little you actually need to get started when you use a system that is designed to attract clients. And unlike other businesses, most agency owners should only need to close a single deal out of each month's ad spend to make all their money back and some more. But we actually anticipate you making your investment back much faster than that. In fact, we're even going to share with you some of our best organic strategies that are working right now to help our partners consistently attract 3 to 5 high-value clients per week. And even before we set you up with your paid advertising campaigns, you'll be able to implement these systems to attract high-quality clients to your agency. One of our partners recently added $10K in new business within just a single week of implementing these strategies. Not only that, and this is huge, but you're also going to have direct access to Brett and I during your time in the program. This is massive because what typically holds most people back when they learn organic methods like this is they fail to implement each step properly to get results. Many times when we do a coaching call with a partner, they'll have inadvertently made a few critical errors in implementing their outbound that have made even the massive amount of action they're taking fail to produce clients. In these cases, it's not uncommon for Brett or I to suggest a few simple tweaks that completely unlock the results and have clients pouring in within a week following the adjustments. Finally, you may be thinking, it's not super clear what I'm getting in this program. What if I get on the call and I decide I'm not interested? Fair enough, and that's actually the number one reason we're offering this call. We do a lot in this program to help take your business to the next level, and we honestly just couldn't fit it all in this video without making it a feature-length film. Not to mention the fact that in our experience, everyone has different questions regarding how things will work for their agency. That's why we're offering this call for you to get all of your questions answered so that you can make the best decision for your agency. We're more than happy to go into as much detail as you want about each step of the process and answer questions or concerns that you have before making a decision to get started. I will say, however, that I seriously doubt you won't be excited about what you hear. Virtually everyone we've shared this program with has been blown away by how much they're getting for such an affordable investment. If you're serious about taking your business to the next level this year, I'm confident there's a good chance this program will be the perfect fit for you. So if you'd like to get all your questions answered, get help building an exact plan to hit your goals this year, and diagnose any existing marketing issues you may have, click the application button below and apply, and then schedule a call with Brett now. We're serious about helping a select few agencies take their business to the next level and make the jump from grueling methods of prospecting to leveraging effortless client generation systems that deliver high-value clients to your agency on autopilot. And if you're interested in adding 10, 20, or even 25K per month in stable recurring revenue to your business and getting our help to personally work with you to develop these automatic client generation systems for your business, click the link below now to apply and schedule your call with Brett to learn more about the program today. Thanks for taking the time to review this video, and we look forward to helping you grow your agency this year.